Hi, I'm Tracy Walker, and this story is called Shepherd Wanted, and it's inspired by a Margaret Reed MacDonald story. Once there was a little old lady who had 10 sheep, and every day she would take those 10 sheep all the way up the side of the hill, and every night she would bring those 10 sheep all the way down. Every day was exactly the same, all the way up, all the way down, until one day she realized that she was getting too old to take those 10 sheep up, down every single day. She needed some help. So she went down to the local newspaper and she placed a lovely ad, Shepherd Wanted. And she finally received 3 resumes. And she began to hold job interviews, and the first applicant to arrive was Bear. "Oh, hello, Mr. Bear. It's so nice to meet you. Come in, come in, come in. Please sit down, will you? We'll take a look at your resume, see why you might be right for this job. Let's see. Let's see here. That looks good, and that looks good too. And oh, I've seen you've done a lot of circus work. Well, that's very impressive. Yes, yes, yes. Well, everything on here looks great, Mr. Bear, but I'm going to give you a little situation, and you tell me what you would do. Let's say the sun is going down and the moon is coming up. Oh, my little sheep, they're getting so sleepy up on their hill. It's time for them to come in. Mr. Bear, how would you call my sheep in at night?" Bear hadn't really thought about the answer to that question. Well, I guess if I were going to call your sheep in at night, I'd probably call them like this. Thank you so much for coming down today, Mr. Bear. What with gas prices being what they are and all, but bye-bye. And with that, Bear went on his way. But the second applicant arrived. "Oh, hello there, Mr. Wolf. Yes, it's awfully nice to meet you. Do come in and sit down, and we'll take a look at your resume, see why you might be right for the job. And I do hope this goes better than the last interview. Let's see here. Yes, that looks good, looks good, looks good. I have to say, very strange, but here under your references you list 3 pigs, and I could only get a hold of one of them. But, well, no matter. Say, Mr. Wolf, here's a hypothetical. Let's say my little sheep are up on their hill. Oh, they've got rumblies in their tumblies. Oh, they're very hungry, and it's time for them to come in. Mr. Wolf, how would you call my sheep in at night?" "Oh, I'm awfully glad you asked me that question, ma'am. I'll be happy to tell you how I'd call your sheep in at night. I'd call them just like this. Mr. Wolf, you seem like such a nice young man, but I'm afraid this just isn't going to work out. Thank you anyway, though. Bye-bye." And with that, Wolf went on his way. Well, finally, the third and last applicant arrived. "Oh, hello. Yes, do come in, come in. Please have a seat, Mr. Fox. We'll take a look at your resume, see if you might be right for the job. Let's see. Yes. Yeah. Oh, forget it. Mr. Fox, how would you call my sheep in at night?" "Oh, madam, I am so glad you asked me. Why, if I were going to call your sheep in at night, I would call them thusly. A little sheep, a little sheep, now it's time to sleep. A gilly bone, a gilly bone, now it's time for home. Sheep will love you. You're hired. And with that, Fox went on his way. But he reported bright and early the next morning for work at the barn, where he took those 10 little sheep all the way up the side of the hill. And that night, he brought 9 sheep all the way down. The next day, he took 9 sheep up, and he brought 8 sheep back down, and it went on and on and on that way, 8, 7, 6, until there were only 5 sheep left. And that's when the little old lady paid a visit to the barn. Oh, hello, Mr. Fox. It's so good to have you here with us. Why, I'm sorry I was away. Had to visit my sister, you know, but had to come home early to see my little sheep. I just can't be away from them for too long. I love them so. Oh, my little sheep, I love you. Let me count each and every one of you. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, dear, I must have miscounted. Start again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's when the little old lady looked at Fox to find a long piece of wool hanging from his right incisor tooth. Oh, so that's how it is it, Fox? Well, you're fired! And Fox turned and he started to run through the doors of the barn. But before he could, that little old lady bent, picked up a pail of milk, threw it at Fox, clocked him right on the tip of the tail as he ran through the barn doors. And Fox ran and ran and ran, but he couldn't outrun that milk-stained tail. And because he was so tricky, his tail is still stained white to this day. And here are a couple of things to take from that story. 1, if you have to hire a shepherd, never hire a fox. And 2, don't ever let anyone pull the wool over your eyes.